Welcome, folks. I'm Jaby, Koay, joined by ACHARA, KIRK.
What's up?
We're looking at Honest Trailers, Squid Game. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Please hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up to let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. Squid Game. We finished the final episode of season 1 last night. I really thoroughly enjoyed the first season of Squid Game.
Yeah, very good, very strong.
Good writing, good filmmaking all around.
Best action scene you've ever seen.
Oh yeah, the fight scene. There was a fight scene in it that was amazing. I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic season, and I'm looking forward to season 2. Thank you, Screen Junkies, for allowing us to react to this. Very much appreciate it. And here we go. Let's check this out.
The following trailer is rated S for spoilers.
Spoiler town. Cute.
Welcome to Korean Netflix, home of zombie killers and elaborate headgear.
That was fun.
And 500,000 shows about shy teens in love. But now, catch the intense global sensation that's making Americans whose only exposure to Battle Royale concepts is Fortnite, and whose only exposure to Korean film is Parasite.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm getting serious Parasite meets Fortnite vibes from this. Squid Game.
Seoul's hottest extreme competition is Squid Game. This show has everything. Dramatic life or death stakes, PlayStation controller cosplay, human furniture, old men soiling themselves, organ harvesting, and you can do a human marble, which is that thing where you play marbles with your best friend until one of you loses the will to compete.
These very different strangers will face off in a series of children's games for a shot at 45 billion Korean won, which works out to, let's see here, I'm trying to carry the one, divided by rotation there, about 3 Lindsay Lohan furry NFTs. But for the losers, there's a different kind of prize, piping hot lead.
Yeah. Can't show all that on YouTube.
Oh, they're blurring it.
Yeah, I know.
The point is, they die. In this colorful hybrid of social commentary and thriller that invites you to pass judgment on the creepy dudes in masks, watching all of this go down for their own entertainment. I mean, what kind of sick society would even ask people to hurt themselves for your entertainment? I mean, right? Ugh, gross to even think about it.
Oh, we've been doing this since forever.
It's a little different. You're laughing because you think they're okay afterwards. You're laughing because you're like, well, maybe they got hurt, but they didn't die at least.
Sure,
That's why it's
yeah.
okay to laugh about it.
Well, yeah, no, but I mean, I'm talking about back in the day when there
Roman
was
gladiators?
when there was no TV.
Coliseum.
The Coliseum, and just like throwing people to the lions or just having gladiators fight. Like, we love violence and we love death. That's why we love movies.
There's also, as very recently, you could have gone and watched people die at the electric chair.
Ooh.
That wasn't that long ago.
Oh, that's true. And there was like public executions and things.
That
like,
is a public execution.
yeah,
yes.
like I'm talking, centuries ago.
Let's just keep competing.
Yeah.
Who knows more about people watching people die for fun?
Never mind, it's pretty funny. Experience the Black Mirror fanfic that dares to ask, what if the weird middle-aged people who exclusively read dystopian YA have to experience their horrors firsthand? And meet Gi-hun, a stand-in for every male TV writer in that he's a good guy at heart, but a bad dad. He'll get one chance at redemption if he can win the Squid Game. Unfortunately, he's bad at killing. However, he is elite at standing next to people getting killed. But he's not alone. Fighting alongside Gi-hun is his childhood friend Song-woo, apparently the only guy from Seoul who got into college.
아, 쌍문동에서 서울대 조사 온 거야?
서울대 나왔어요. 경영학과. 어머, 서울대 경영학과요?
서울대 경영학과 수석 입학 조사 온 거야. 뭐가 걱정이야? 얘가 서울대 경영학과 수석 입학이야. 역시 여기는 서울대 경영학과.
This grandpa who makes it really far into the competition because he's the only one old enough to have played games outside as a kid.
true.
고향에서 줄 달리기를 꽤 해봤는데
영감님, 구슬치기 해보셨죠?
구슬치기 많이 했지.
Dog-Soo, a thug who leads the Squid Game's toughest Squid Gang, which isn't saying much. They don't so much jump you in as let you stand next to them while you eat a sad hard-boiled egg. Saebyo, an uncomfortable reminder to Westerners that North Korea is a real place with actual people in it.
북에선 왜 내려온 거야? 여기가 나은 줄 알고.
Han Min-yo, the wild card who's basically Nick Cage reincarnated as a Korean lady. And some random dudes who made it into the final 16. We can only assume did all their horrible but tragically justified shit at some point off camera. But while this crew squares off in ultimate stakes foursquare, take a peek behind the scenes of the most brutal show to work for since Ellen. From the Among Us crewmates who do all the dirty work, to the financial backers who I'm pretty sure are Tommy Lee Jones from JFK.
Such a beautiful number! 69!
Nice. Together, they form pop culture's go-to indictment of capitalism, killing the poors for sport, or making them turn on each other for a big prize. Ooh.
I forgot about Running Man. Wow. Have you seen that?
I think you made me watch it.
No, I did not.
Yeah, or you told me about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Running Man
gosh.
is kind of like this, except it's prisoners. Watching that as a kid, it's also like, there were two things I remember is just like how scary it was, and sodas cost $6 in the future. Totally adds up because you can totally buy a soda for $6 today.
Yeah, like a very fancy soda for sure.
Back then it was ridiculous. Now it's like, yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I would kill my best friend just to not see Smash Mouth live. So strap in for the violent, chaotic, but also quietly heartbreaking global sensation that blessed us with some of 2021's easiest group Halloween costumes. Proves there's still an audience for original content if it's, you know, good. And a truly depressing number of people relate to being so broke that you'd beat your childhood bestie to death. But no raising the minimum wage. If Jack in the Box tacos cost more than $1, that's socialism, brother. Starring...
What?
I'm from Seoul, but I'm not a soldier. Oh, that's Cho Sang-woo. He went to college at SMU for business. Smart guy. A literal old boy. Assistant to the regional manager. Sadness Everdeen. Never
Aw.
squid with crazy. And sensitive thugs. Y'all need hugs. The Bummer Olympics.
Yeah.
Nice work on the graphics, by the way.
Yeah, that's really great.
Oh, right. There was that whole subplot about the cop who was infiltrating the Squid Game. Should we go back and, like, figure out something to say about him to tie all this in, or... Nah.
You don't know if he's dead.
Coming back. He's coming back in season 2. Come on now. We did not see a body. I'm pretty sure season 2 is probably going to start with him coming up out of the water.
A year later. He's been under the water for a year.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because a whole year passed.
They
It's
could
gotta
do
be
a flashback
explained.
or something
Yeah.
like that. I would imagine that during that year that had elapsed, we'll go back in season 2 to see what happened to the cop. An investigation will probably be underway that's been ongoing for a while. Investigations take time. You have to collect evidence. You got to collect data. This show didn't say how often these games take place. Could be that the games take place once a year because it takes time to round that stuff up.
Yeah, it
You know?
seems like it's once a year because it ended with Gi-hun seeing the recruiter trying to recruit this
Right.
other guy.
Regarding Sung-woo and him going to SNU or whatever the name of the college is, I took that as like, okay, they're all kind of from this small part of
Yeah.
town. He went to like an Ivy League school, like Harvard or something like
Yeah,
that.
I think-
somewhere very prestigious.
Exactly.
So it's, you know, while it's a funny joke, like it's like he's the only one that went to college. Like that's funny, but it makes sense. I totally understood where everyone was coming from and saying he went to that school. It's like,
Well, yeah, it'd be the equivalent of like, you know, someone from the small town my mom is from, which is literally like no one knows it. They go to the best school in Thailand. And
Sure.
it'd be like, oh my God, this person is the pride of our village because they went to the school.
exactly. You know,
Same
I
feeling.
can totally see that.
This was really funny. I liked the things that they picked up on and the jokes that they made on this.
They mentioned Parasite as like the one Korean film that most Americans have seen, and I totally thought that when we watched Parasite, because America was like losing its mind about Parasite. I'm like, have y'all never seen a Korean movie before? Like
Yeah.
they do this a lot. Like
Yeah.
commentary, like this is something that they do all the time, and I've seen better Korean films. You guys are losing your shit over this one, and it went on to win Best Picture. When he mentioned Parasite, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. It was talking about classism, which the show also was doing, and so it was kind of like Parasite meets any number of, you know, whatever story you want to pick where humans are being used as or people are making bets on human lives.
I do wonder about what's going on in Korea. Obviously, like we're not Korean and we don't live there, and so we don't know the nuances and in and outs of what life is actually like over there. But I do wonder if there is like a big problem, like a class divide and disparity of wealth and all that, or if that is just a global
That's a global thing. Yeah. Like, what are you even talking about? Like, that's probably everywhere.
Sure. Yeah, and that's why we can all relate to it.
Right.
You know, but it's just interesting that quite a few Korean films that we've seen or like shows or whatever that we've seen are addressing that in some way.
The thing about Korean cinema to me is that they're willing to go and talk about things and show things that other cinema is not going. Is it plural and singular is the same thing?
Sure.
For cinema?
Cinema.
Like pig and pig, right? I was trying to think of an animal. I was like, goose?
It's fish and fish.
No, it's goose and geese. I was like, damn it, what's an animal where it's like plural and singular in the same one?
Fish
sheep
and fish.
sheep?
Sheep and sheep.
There
fish
we
and
go.
fish.
Fish and fish. There you go.
Yeah.
Pig and pig.
Pig and pig.
That was clever, right?
Yeah.
Pat myself on the back for that one. What Korean cinema is willing to do is something unlike most other cinema or cinemas in the world will do. Talking about classism is totally, that makes sense. I don't know if Korea has like an absurd level of classism that's bad.
Or if there's just like a very huge disparity between the uber wealthy and everyone else, you know?
It's possible. I mean, it's entirely possible. Only through the films is the way I've heard about it. But I think the reason why something like Parasite might resonate so deeply with Americans who have never watched Korean cinema before is not just the good filmmaking, but also because we have classism over here.
Yeah, and I mean, that joke, I think you were a little bit confused by about, I think, was he talking about Taco Bell or something? And yeah, why
Socialism, $1, yeah.
Yeah, why don't we just raise the minimum wage and maybe Taco Bell costs $3 or $5 instead of $1?
I think it's because of the order of the joke. I got a little bit confused because he was saying if a taco costs more than $1, it's socialism. That's what confused me, as opposed to, you know, if we raise them, now I get it.
Yes.
The thing about it is if they raise the minimum wage or whatever, the cost gets passed on to the consumer, but I don't think it would be so egregious that we would really notice it. It's like, okay, so you raise the minimum wage, now instead of paying $1, we're paying $1.25.
Yeah.
Or something like that, because it gets so spread out.
Yeah.
But whatever. Yeah, I thought it was a fantastic show. The only thing I didn't like, now that they went over the show again, I'm surprised they didn't talk about it in this Honest Trailers, was the English-speaking actors, the non-Korean actors. I just thought they were terrible, most of them. They were not, like, the script writing and the delivery of that dialogue was awful. It was like the sore spot of an otherwise amazing show. The costumes look good.
The costumes did look good.
Yeah.
I am very obsessed with the mirror ball masks that they have going on. I think they look great.
I'm going back over the trailer again, and he mentions in the triangle, the running man, Survive the Game, and Hard Target. I didn't watch Survive the Game. Hard Target is a Jean-Claude Van Damme film, isn't it? I don't remember the film all that well. I saw it once with my dad as a kid, and I don't remember it being anything like this or The Running Man or Hunger Games, but maybe I'm misremembering it.
You know, when the Hunger Games came out, I was literally like, isn't that just Battle Royale? Because I'd watched that several years ago, and I was like...
A lot of people made that comparison.
Yeah, because, Battle Royale was the OG.
But anyway, you guys hopefully enjoyed that. Please let us know your feelings in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already, hit that bell icon, all notifications, and vote this up to let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. I'm Jaby Koay. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.